Okay, today we are taking a drive in the 2023 BMW Z4 M40i with that 382 horsepower B58 engine. You can see I like how they have the Z4 at the top of the gauge cluster. All right, let's hop out, take a look around the vehicle before I start talking about things inside the vehicle. So this is a 2023 model, which is an LCI for BMW. So it has a little bit of a facelift. Now, one of the new things for the LCI is this Thunder Night metallic option for the paint. Absolutely beautiful, matches with the Z4 chassis. They also redesigned the kidney grille and the side air intakes. They also made it the Shadowline headlights are a standard feature for the vehicle. One other update they did for LCI was give it a new wheel option, but that's not on this vehicle. This vehicle is upgraded with the red M Sport brakes, the silver soft top. At the back, you have the nice aggressive Z4. Now, taking a look at the trunk space, you really don't get a lot of trunk space, but you don't need a lot of trunk space. This is a Z4. This is not meant for cargo. You have enough to get a couple of duffel bags in there, a little bit of groceries or a little bit of something, but overall, it's not a lot of space. One thing that is cool about the Z4 compared to other convertibles is the soft top comes down right here and doesn't require the trunk to move or anything like in the 4 Series. Now, before I hop inside the vehicle, I do want to give a big shout out to Parkview BMW. Thank you for letting me take this vehicle for a test drive. If you guys are in the Toronto marketplace and looking for a BMW, make sure you guys check out Parkview BMW. All right, now let's get into it. Ooh, we have the M40 door sills and the M pedals. Actually, you know what? Before we drive, I just want to show you guys the hood. Look at, I love how it opens up on the side here. And the hood is actually part of the front fender, which is pretty cool. That legendary B58 engine from BMW, second gen, 382 horsepower out of this bad boy. Now, you will notice that this one doesn't have the orange cables on the side. We do not have the 48 volt mild hybrid system. And because of that, we get the much nicer sounding exhaust. Now, some people do compare the Z4 to the Supra, and I like to joke that this is a convertible Supra. Well, I like to joke that the Supra is just a hardtop Z4 because realistically, the Supra is made by BMW. When you pop the hood, there's a BMW logo on the engine. All right, hopping inside. Oh, I love this. This one has the ivory M Sport Vernasca seats. We got a little bit of ambient lighting over there. No ambient lighting on the dash. More unique dash. Smaller gauge clusters, but I love how the Z4 shows up there and it shows up purple. We got another Z4 badge here. Now this car does have premium package, so we thankfully have advanced driver assistance or active stop and go cruise control, 8-speed automatic transmission, touchscreen iDrive system. We'll play around with the iDrive system once we get stuck in a little bit of traffic before we get to the highway. In comfort mode, you can already hear the exhaust, and the exhaust sounds great. I love how small and tight this cabin is. It feels so small in here. Now, if you remove this Z4 panel, you actually get a USB port and a wireless charging tray. Looks like we have head-up display on this unit, so that's nice to see what our speed is doing. The car is going to come with the standard navigation as well as wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Man, the exhaust sounds so aggressive even in comfort mode. Even going over the bumps, the suspension's pretty good. This one doesn't even have the adaptive M suspension, which is an option to add on. Get my mirrors adjusted here. The ragtop roof is still actually pretty quiet. Like, it's keeping most of the road noise out. Don't notice too much. Now, of course, we have the eco mode, so the screen goes blue in eco mode. It starts coasting now. Now I can feel it coasting. We're basically in neutral. Get back on the acceleration. And we have sport mode and sport plus and sport individual. So there's standard, sport plus gets even more aggressive, and individual, and you can configure individual. So say you like to drive in sport mode, but you don't like how the steering gets stiffer. Okay, no problem. Let's go to the steering, put that in comfort mode. Everything else is in sport mode. So every time we come into individual, you know, we have that customization for sport. If you go back to comfort, come back to sport, it goes into sport individual every single time. Now if you hit sport again, sport plus, I mean, that's the best one. That's what we really want to test out and drive in. Gauge cluster goes red. The RPMs are going to be a lot more aggressive. Give it a little bit here. Ooh-wee. Think I could feel the rear wheel pushing a little bit there, since this car is rear wheel drive. There's no all-wheel drive option with the Z4. That was fun. Man, this car is light, it's quick, it's small. This is the perfect weekend driver's car. Now, most people are not going to be buying a Z4 if this is your primary transportation. I mean, you have no storage space, so it doesn't make much sense. This car only makes sense to drive on the weekends. That's all it really is meant for. And it is fun to drive. Small chassis. All right, perfect. We got a red light here, so we'll be able to do a 0 to 60. Now, this car does have launch control with the 8-speed automatic paddle shifters, but we haven't had, this car's brand new, we have 40 kilometers on it, so because it hasn't reached the 2,000 kilometer break-in period, there's going to be no launch control for this car. But if you did want to activate launch control, click this button once, put the car into sport mode, and you put this over to D, and then when you put your left foot on the brake and your right foot to the drop down pedal, little checkered flag will come up for launch control, and then you'll be good to go. But we're going to leave full traction control on, because if you don't, you will start burning the rear tires, and I don't need to be drifting in this car. I'm just taking it for a nice quick test drive. All right, we got yellow, red, and green. Wow, wow, even the turbo sounds amazing. You can hear the turbo boost. That was, oh, this car sounds amazing. Compared to the other B58s that BMW offers, a lot of them have been neutralized with the 48-volt mild hybrid system, where this one still sounds raw, sounds aggressive, the exhaust. Can't even imagine this car with the M Sport exhaust system. Let's get over a lane here. Now with the infotainment system, you do get this green button, which is a shortcut into all the safety, intelligent safeties. So you can have them all on, or you can configure them. Say early collision, maybe you want that on late. Lane departure warning, maybe you want that on medium or early. There is steering intervention, so if I try to fade out of my lane and it is sensing the lane, it'll pull me back. You'll know it'll be sensing your lane when a little green will show up here on the left. Right now, the road's pretty rough. It's not seeing any lanes with the camera, so it's not gonna activate that. That's a lane departure warning actually, and then active blind spot monitoring. You can set how you want that to be. All right, let's test out on the highway. Woo! Not only is it fast, but it's got some good M Sport brakes to slow it down too. I love how in Sport Plus the transmission RPMs stay high. Wow. Traction control, stepping in there. Woo! This car is a ripper. Sport Plus in this car transforms it, because you have comfort and it's good, you know, it's quiet, it's accelerating. But Sport Plus, not only does it give you the more engine, but the transmission works with it too, and it holds those RPMs, and it's not shifting as quickly. It doesn't shift right away, which is a lot nicer. You know, it's expecting you to get back onto the power, like accelerate, holding at 3,500 RPMs. If you're in comfort mode, it just shifts down to 2,000. Got a downshift, got a downshift, up, and then it upshifts. Sport Plus holds it. Wow, that's fun. Let's slow it down a bit. Let's get to like 85. Wow, that sounds amazing as well. Now I do have the roof down for audio reasons. I don't want a lot of wind noise on, but when we get off the highway, if we come to a red light, we'll drop the top, show you guys how quickly that drops, and then show you guys what the wind noise is like. We'll leave the windows up for that and get a good feel for some wind in our hair, or my hat, because I have a GoPro on my hat. All right, let's test out the cruise control. So we have cruise control is active. We have it set at 95, 100, 110. So cruise control is set at 110. The trailing distance is 4 bars. So it's monitoring its speed off of the car ahead. Now the car ahead is starting to slow down. I'm not doing anything with the brakes. It's braking for me because I have 4 bars. That's how I like to leave it on. But if we didn't want people to creep in, we could go up to 1 bar. So it's going to keep that trailing distance shorter so that people won't merge in front of us. Personally, I don't like to have it so close. I like to keep a gap. I'm not worried about if somebody will get in front of me. But this is what it's with 1 bar. See how much closer that we've gotten. I'm going to play around with Eco. See how quiet it gets on the inside. So cars average around 10 liters per 100 kilometers. All right, let's turn that off. Let's go back into Sport Plus. We're going to take the next exit. Oh, that was the steering intervention right there. Let's get a good feel for these brakes. Nobody's behind me. Let's get some aggressive braking. Oh, wow. And the engine RPMs. I'm waiting for me to get back on the power. Whew, this thing's nice. All right, let's come on out. All right, we got some traffic here. So why don't we come to a stop? Let's drop the top. Now you can be creeping forward while you drop the top. So we're doing like 6 kilometers per hour. There goes the roof. There's a little net there for the air. Now let's put the windows back up. Trackable movement is complete. Let's get the windows back up try to isolate some wind noise. Look at the sky, look at the roof. It's actually not bad. Temperature is pretty good today. It's saying it's 11.5 degrees. Now we're going slow, so the wind noise isn't so bad. Now, car, you know, it's got everything you expect. Heated seats, heated steering wheel. Let's play around with the infotainment system a little bit. So you have your main screen here. You can customize these widgets. Apparently got to be parked when you want to do it. We have navigation. Where to? Now you can't do this while you're parked, but you can do this dial. You can do this dial. And an interesting thing, in the newer BMWs with iDrive 8, it's the opposite. You can't use the dial while you're driving, but you can use the touchscreen while you're driving, which makes no sense. We want park. We want a V. Before I actually finish that, you know what? Actually, let's finish it, and then we'll try the voice command out. See if iDrive 7 voice command works better than iDrive 8. Parkview BMWs, 2.8 kilometers, start guidance.
Continue on the road for 2 kilometers.
We don't want voice. Now, I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but one thing that's funny about the Z4 is the smaller gauge cluster. Compared to a 330i with the live cockpit and the digital gauge cluster, it's smaller, shrunken in over here. Okay, so we have a nav, but let's cancel nav. Let's, how do we cancel? Nav, current guidance, cancel route. Okay, let's go. Navigate to Parkview BMW.
Please say the desired address.
Okay.
For example, 300 Chestnut Ridge Road in Woodcliff Lake, New Jersey.
Navigate to Parkview BMW. Now I will say, even the iDrive 8 had a hard time, so let's try 1155 Leslie Street. Can you find me the closest service center? I don't know if it's having a hard time because I have the roof down. Navigate. Navigate to 1155 Leslie Street. I don't want to go to Florida. That's enough of that. We tried it. I'm sure it's good for other things. What else can we explore? So we have main menu, cars. This is settings. So you have driving information, sport gauges, G-force meter, torque, horsepower, oil temp, turbo PSI. Let's put it in park. Yeah, a little bit of boost there, but most boost is going to come under load. So that's nice, something to keep up when you're just driving. Your vehicle status for all of your control information. Settings is the main one. Like you got general settings, your driving modes, exterior lights, driving assistance, which we were kind of in, display, so you can customize the head-up display, doors and access, make sure that it unlocks, comfort access, proximity, while you walk away it automatically locks and unlocks. You can add a digital key into your Apple iPhone interior lighting. You can change the color. It's a purple car, so of course we want lilac, but here's the other options. Now on the screen it does show here because you have ambient lighting here. And let's see, blue, so you have ambient lighting here, ambient lighting down here, and we have ambient lighting on the door, and then of course it on the footwell as well. But we want lilac. We don't want it dim for night driving. Climate control. This car does have the remote engine start, either through the key fob or the wireless device or the cell phone, and key buttons. And that's the last one really. That's all your settings. You do have apps. When I was driving my car, I never really used any of these. I mean, there's the My BMW app. That's how you get into Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. And yeah, let's see. You have window switches over here, cruise control on the left, infotainment system on the right, heated steering wheel in the center, the transmission for manual mode. If you don't use it, it'll just go back to drive. Your turn signal stick has a BC button on it, which will rotate the widgets that you see. You have horsepower and torque there, G-force. You have the music option. I love how the navigation shows up inside the gauge cluster. You can adjust that in your infotainment screen. So those are the widgets that it's going to cycle through for you. We haven't really been able to drive much forward here. We will in a little bit. Once we get to that light, it opens up a bit. I love the memory 1 through 8s. Usually I set 1 home, 2 navigation, 3 is like your pre-list saves or anything like that. Put the car, driving, sport gauges. Got some light controls up here. You hear so much noise out in the world because of this drop top. And how long does it take to get the roof up? So what we're doing, 9 kilometers per hour, starts raining on you. Put the roof up really quickly. What was that, like 10 seconds, I think? That was pretty nice. And now I barely hear any noise that's outside. I'll show you a little bit of this storage space. Go into the rear trunk area there. Center console. This is where your 2 cup holders are. USB-C port. Glove box. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to show you guys. Pretty much went through everything. Automatic brake hold is nice. I think I'm going to cut it here and wait till I'm a little bit farther ahead at that light to show you guys some more. Alright, we are back. at a section that we should get a little bit of driving. I'm gonna drop the top again so you guys can hear the exhaust from the outside. Looks like we're gonna have to wait for that green light, so let's cut to the green light. Welcome to Toronto. This guy is not happy. Blocking the intersection when you shouldn't be. That's embarrassing. Getting green light. Green light, green light, green light. We got the vans. We're in Sport Plus. Roof is down. Let's hear the exhaust. Woo! That is nice. For stock exhaust, that's fantastic. All right, I think it's 30 kilometers per hour or something for the roof. No, I was doing it at like 50. All right, let's put the roof up now that we've slowed down. That guy was liking it. Get the windows up. Ah, this thing sounds sweet. All right, I'm going to end the video here, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this POV driving of the new LCI 2023 BMW Z4 B58 with that beautiful exhaust sound. If you guys like this video, please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment down below of what you liked the video, or if I could make any improvements, because I'm here for you guys. I want to make the best video possible, the most enjoyable videos possible for you guys. So once again, thank you so much, and I will see you on the next video. Actually, before I actually end the video, I did want to show you guys the parking assistant that comes with this vehicle. Automatic parking. It doesn't have the 360 parking camera. One of the rare BMWs that without the 360 parking camera, it can still park you into the spot for you. Take hands off steering wheel and release the brake. Please don't hit anything for the video. One thing I find though is, look at that. It's gonna get you way closer than you would ever get yourself because of the sensors. It gets you within like 2 inches where you would see that and you'd be like, oh, I'm too close, I gotta stay farther away. But the car knows. The car knows exactly what it can get away with, and it does that. Taking a little bit to adjust here. I thought I would have just parked it in there, but it's moving it over a little bit. So I mean, it's good, handy feature, but I would have already been out of the car by now if I was doing it myself. And there we go. Puts it into park, puts the parking brake on, and we are good to get out. This gives you a good look at the lilac interior lighting. All right, peace out, guys.